Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Sews Happiness. I'm Mary Ellen, just in case you haven't been here before, and today I'm going to share with you some fabric I have been acquiring. So this is my birthday week, I may have mentioned that, so I haven't even had to buy some of this, so there's no guilt or anything attached. I have been trying to be very self-conscious about what I buy because, as we all know, it's much easier to acquire fabric than it is to sew it. It takes much less time to hit that purchase button than it does to create a garment after twirls and adjustments and all sorts. So I do try to keep my stash pretty low, but I have a few things here which I'm going to show you today. So without further ado then, let's get stuck in. And one of the first things that I have purchased is from the New Craft House. So if you're not familiar with the New Craft House, they are a fabric store which specialised in designer deadstock. So most of what they have is ex-designer deadstock fabrics, and they regularly, so like 2-3 times a week, they will create a collection which they'll then drop. And one of the collections last week was a lingerie collection, and for a long time I've been saying I'm going to get into making lingerie because, just like ready to wear clothing, ready to wear lingerie is pretty crap. So I don't know about you, but it doesn't matter where I get measured, I never really get bras in particular that I love. They feel okay on the day that you buy them, and then you're like, I can actually notice a few things here that are actually very frustrating. So I'm going to see if I can cut that out by making my own lingerie. And if you've seen my last episode of Sunday Sews, I have this pattern which I've now had in my stash for quite a long time. I'll take it out just so I can show you. It is by Designer Stitch. It's the Olivia Bralette and Knickers Panties Briefs set. And this is what it looks like. It's apparently quite a simple pattern to get started with when it comes to lingerie, and its sizing is incredible. It is a UK size 6 to size 30, which is very rare for my searches for good lingerie patterns. And it's a soft lingerie set, so there's no wiring or anything like that to worry about, and it'll just give me a good starting point for making my own lingerie. So in terms of choices, there are absolutely loads. So you've got your bralette, which is soft cap, non-underwired, with front seam panels. Sounds great. And then you have the Knickers Brief Panties, which actually offers so many different variations. So you have 4 front leg heights and 6 back leg heights. So there has to be something there for everyone. Yeah, and both are suitable to be made in a myriad of jersey or stretch bases. And the cup size for the bralette, again, is not bad. It's a choice of B to F, and the designer has rated this a difficulty of 3 out of 5. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And yeah, so I got myself some materials to enable me to do so. So the first thing I've got here is this Storm Blue lingerie elastic, which feels incredible, much nicer than anything I've ever had before. And yeah, I think that's the thing, when you start making your own garments, you realize the quality of your fabrics is so much better, but the amount of stretch and everything that's built in there, it's going to be the most comfy underwear ever. And what was the real attraction for this is that these fabrics have been dyed exactly the same color as all the bits and pieces you need to go with it. So if I just show you here, just emptied out this little bag. So this little bag came with, all of the elastics and things that you need. I'll just tell you what was inside the little kit if I look at the notes here. So you have your wide underband elastic, 1.5 meters of that. Your narrow underband or underarm elastic, 1.5 meters of that. Again, 1.5 meters of strap elastic. You also have your rings and sliders in a color that works with the fabrics, which is lovely. I think there was like rose gold to go with certain and silver to go with others. You also have your bias tape. You have your hook and your eye clasp, all perfectly dyed to match the fabric that I have purchased. So yeah, really excited to try this, and knowing that everything is going to be so complementary. So let me just show you those colours. I think it's going to look really beautiful. And then just when I was ordering that as well, I did pop in some white looped picot elastic, which is always useful when making your own panties and things like that. So let me just pop those back in there. I don't want to lose any of those little findings, and I will set that aside with that pattern. So yeah, I'm really excited to get stuck into that. I think that will be something that is a real learning curve for me and a great starting point for moving on to make more complicated projects. So fabrics then in general, I've quite a few here from Rainbow Fabrics in Kilburn. They've had quite a lot of summer, well, spring, summer viscose drops. And the first one I've got, actually this is a replacement for the one that never arrived back in February. And while the colours are a bit different, it's essentially the same kind of fabric. I mean, it is a viscose, it's super soft, really beautiful. And the colours, although there is less orange than what I had before, I think this is beautiful. And that's just set to be a lovely summer dress. Then I've also got, and I couldn't resist this one, I do love woodland animals. So this is a beautiful viscose teal green with these gorgeous artistic watercolor look foxes printed onto them. So that's lovely, and it's one of those fabrics that I'll be able to wear throughout all the seasons. Although to me it really does scream of autumn. I am forever an autumn girl. And then the third and the last fabric from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn is this. So I really can't resist a gorgeous ditzy floral, and this is just a bit of a bigger floral. So I thought the colours here were absolutely beautiful and just perfect for spring and perfect for an Irish spring, which tends to be windy, cold, yeah, and miserable. And yeah, the rain today is actually horrific. So the rain is terrible, hence the frizz in the hair. It's great. So yeah, really love these. Can't wait to sew those up. Of course, I do need to get them into the pre-wash first. And then I had another beautiful delivery from Bornella Fabrics, and there's actually another one on the way. So hopefully I'll be able to show you that. It should arrive tomorrow and I'll add to my video. So Bornella Fabrics is an amazing fabric store. They have, I mean, Tanya just has a really good eye for patterns and prints, and some of them tend to have a gorgeous kind of retro vibe to them as well, which I can't really say no to. But what I purchased in this case, and this is a fabric you may have seen me showing off before, I'd previously bought some of this from a different store. It was Sister Montaka, I believe, and I'd purchased like 3 meters. And then I saw the rose clare dress with the bishop style sleeves, and I thought, yeah, I might actually make a full-on maxi version of that dress, because I saw Tanya had brought this fabric in. So I got a little more, and I'm going to use it to make one of the tiered maxi dress versions of the rose clare dress with the long cuffed sleeve. So I have 5 meters. I have more than enough fabric to do that, and then sure, if I have anything left over, I can make maybe just a little camisole or something. I still haven't made the Ogden cami, and I know it's one of those things that I'm told every sewist kind of should have made in their first year, but I haven't. So maybe something like that can be made with what is left from that little package from Tanya at Bornella Fabrics. And then finally, I have to admit, this actually arrived yesterday, and when I got home from work and finished everything I had to do, I haven't even opened it yet. So it's another, and you can kind of tell by the packaging, it's another Jenny Stitches Fabrics collection. So I actually love Jenny's packaging. I love these old recycled pattern papers that she uses to wrap things in. And yeah, I've got a couple of gorgeous things in here with a lovely note as well from Jenny, which is always nice. The first thing I have is red polka dot. I just decided one day that I needed a red polka dot dress in my wardrobe. I don't have one, which is quite odd for me. Well, I do, I lie, but I have one that is such tiny cotton, or tiny polka dots, and it's just a basic 100% cotton, that from a distance you wouldn't really know it's a polka dot dress. So I got this irregular polka dot, and even from a distance you can tell that's what it is. And yeah, I'm just gonna make a lovely summer floaty dress with that. And then I got, this might seem awfully boring actually, but I love cotton jerseys, it's not really, but I do have some grey cotton jersey, and that's because I need to make a couple more t-shirts for Simon's wardrobe. The t-shirts that I have made him in the past have been so well worn that they need replaced. So that's what that beautiful grey cotton jersey is for. And then Jenny has this way of making me need more florals. So she posted something, I think it was just on her stories the other day, and it was her uploading certain things to the website, and even when it was just a tiny little thumbnail, I spotted this fabric, and I really cannot resist a floral, but particularly when you have florals on this dark background that's also sparkly. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, and the scale of the flowers and everything is just right for my liking. So I have 1.5 meters of this, and I have a plan for this one as well. So the latest pattern design to have been released on Gertie's Patreon is this. It's the Midge Breton top, which was inspired and based on an outfit that is worn by the marvellous Mrs. Maisel on a yacht trip. And while that nautical sailor inspired look really isn't for me, it's a bit too cliche Ralph Lauren. I know it's a classic, I just don't want it. I don't know why. So I'm going to make this top because it actually has some beautiful features, like cuffs and things like that. So I'm going to make that top in this, which is really more to my style than that kind of mariner look. So yeah, that's what I have so far. And as I say, there is another fabric on the way from Bornella, so I will have to show you that when it arrives before I upload this video, because it is stunning and I'm really excited for it, even though I don't have a clue what I'm going to make with it. So until then, I'm actually heading out to work now, and yeah, maybe tomorrow I will add that final fabric to this video and get it uploaded. Hopefully you are all well and yeah, getting some sewing done yourself. So I'm going to bid you a temporary adieu, knowing right well that I will be back. So I'm off to work today armed, just before I go, like you're going to laugh at me, but I'm off to work armed with my little bag, and inside there I have some thread. I've got my wrist pin cushion, and actually I love this bag. It came in one of my cotton and twine cross stitch subscription boxes, and I use it for this very thing quite a lot. And then I have a dress that I have been making, which has a lot of hand stitching that remains to be done, and I'm taking it along so I have something to do when I get my break later on this evening. So I don't like sitting aimless, and I always like to have something at hand. And yeah, I just thought instead of coming home and doing that, I would do it on my break at work. So yeah, got my hand stitching with me. That's me off, and I will be back with you soon. So as I said yesterday, there was another package to arrive. So I think this is the last of my April buys. So this is from Bornella Fabrics. And I know I'm looking a bit extra today, and the only place I'm actually going now is the office, but I'll head out later. I got an early appointment this morning, so I've got my hair done. Let me just open up this package so I can show you this beautiful, beautiful fabric. Tanya has said it's one of her absolute favourites. I can absolutely understand why. So here it is. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? If I just open it up a wee bit for scale so I can show it to you, and then I really must dash before I'm late for work. Just took a couple of hours off this morning, obviously, but isn't that lovely? It's really large scale, and I think that's going to be some kind of like maxi floaty dress for the summer. So yeah, that's that. You can see my allergies are back, so I tend to keep losing my voice when my allergies are high. and my allergy to tree pollen is pretty deadly, and I need to actually get desensitization treatment for that. So the antihistamine's not really kicking in today yet, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully I'll have a voice by the time I get home. So that rounds up my fabric haul that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to say goodbye and dash down the road and try not to be late. And just to say, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do. And I'll be back at the weekend with some new content for you. So enjoy what's left of your week and happy stitching. Bye.